Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. This is going to be Game 3 in our best of 5 grand finals between TongFu North America and Band of Misfits. It's been a pretty exciting series so far, but TongFu North America has seemed to be in control throughout both games. Game number 1, they just balled out of control with an insane IO Tiny combo, and then game number 2, it was just down to pretty much outplaying every single lane. They got kills all the way across the map and turned that into a really strong mid game where they took Roshan and snowballed forward to a beautiful endgame victory. So that's going to be it. But Band of Misfits, they have the opportunity now to fight back, to bring it to a full 5 games and potentially secure themselves the $500 grand prize. Hopefully we'll see some exciting Dota here, but this is potentially match point, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, into the game, the draft is going, and let's see what we got going on here. There we go. Oh. What? Alright, there we go. Keeps going to the black screen for just a couple seconds. Weird XSplit plug. XSplit plug. Talking. I'm good at it. That's why I do this. Anyways, first phase of bans already gone through here. We've got the Oracle and the IO banned out from Band of Misfits, and over on the side of TongFu North America, they have banned out the Gyrocopter and the Slardar. Bane going to be the first pickup here by Band of Misfits, as it was banned out in the first phase of the last 2 games, and has not been banned out this game. So the Bane going to make his way onto the field. The other hero that was banned out both games that was not this game is the Shadow Fiend. So we'll see if TongFu decides to go for that. Maybe play with a KVH SF. I'm pretty sure he's familiar with that hero. I think I've seen him play it before. So potential there. We'll see what happens. I was saying earlier on that I think Shadow Fiend was nerfed pretty darn hard, and I don't know if teams have to fear it as much as they did before. But it was first banned in both of these earlier 2 games, so curious to see if it'll make its way onto the field or if it'll just be completely ignored. But the Abaddon is going to be the answer for TongFu. Really, really good at dealing with the Bane. You can always aphotic shield both the Fiend's Grip and the Nightmare, which is just completely invaluable for saving your teammates throughout the course of a game. So already that Bane pick is starting to look a little less frightening than it did at first glance.
5 seconds remaining.
Queen of Pain now picked up by TongFu North America. KVH ran that to a great effect in game number 1, and will likely be doing the same here in game number 2. We'll see what ends up happening. I think he had, yeah. Can't remember, what was the lane matchup? It was Queen of Pain versus the Invoker. It was versus the Invoker, and he actually managed to get, I think, the second kill of the game by just spamming out that dagger and knowing exactly when he could back out, and actually ended up dropping KKY Baby with the very, very last tick of a dagger. So well played by him, and definitely looking to be strong this game. But Lina picked up by Band of Misfits. Curious to see if that's going to be a mid hero or if he's going to be run alongside the Bane as a little bit of a roaming support duo trying to shut down any heroes on the other side of the map and get kills. But that said, like I said, the Abaddon is really good at dealing with the Bane, so I have a feeling that this Lina is probably going to be played mid as an answer to the Queen of Pain, and then the Bane will just kind of do his own thing. So we'll see if that's the answer. If you're putting all your eggies in the Bane Lina kind of Nightmare Light Strike Array setup basket, I don't think it's going to go very well for you because, like I said, that Abaddon will always have an answer to you. And, of course, you can always hit lanes that the Abaddon isn't in, but, you know, there is always such a thing as TP scrolls, so we'll see what happens.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Anyways, Darkseer banned out by Band of Misfits. It was run twice by TongFu North America. Actually, wait. No, they ran it twice. Band of Misfits ran Darkseer twice on Echo, and so they're not going to deal with that this game, banning that out as well as the Undying and the Ancient Apparition banned out by TongFu North America. So with the AA out of the pool, they've kind of got the opportunity to stack up on heals as well against this lineup. Of course, they've got the Abaddon, who's all about the heals. If they wanted to go for something like an Alchemist, maybe even a Dazzle to go with it, I think TongFu North America is in more than a strong enough position to do so. So we'll see what they end up doing here. Wasting a little bit of time on their last ban here, trying to decide what they want to get rid of. They got about a minute left in their reserve time, wasting that down just a little bit, but as long as they've got a plan, they should be fine throughout the course of this draft. Remember, we used to see this these types of openers all the time in competitive Dota. We'd see a team go for, you know, a setup hero and then a stunning hero, and it would either be, you know, Bane or Sand King or Shadow Demon with like Lina, Leshrac, or who are some other ones? There were a couple other heroes, but it's kind of hard to draft against, especially when you have a hero like Lina that can kind of go mid if she needs to, or head elsewhere. See a lot of Maranas back then too, but curious to see if we're going to start seeing that meta come back. Roaming heroes are a little bit more effective, I think, with some of the changes to the jungles and whatnot. There's a lot more room to kind of maneuver between lanes efficiently and shut heroes down. So interesting though. TongFu North America gets rid of the Ember Spirit, so not wanting to have to deal with that. It was run pretty well by Band of Misfits. I think Maihyun played it as well as he could have that game. But probably should have gone for that Manta a little bit quicker on. He got shut down in a couple fights, and that resulted in some unnecessary deaths. But it's always hard to say because without the Battle Fury, he doesn't hold high ground half as well, and that was kind of something that they really needed that game. TongFu going to pick up the Dazzle, as I mentioned earlier, so once again another healing save hero to kind of make sure that the whatever they draft, the rest of their, or whatever they fill their draft out with, can survive through all of the crap that gets thrown at them from Band of Misfits. There's a lot of burst damage over there already, and likely to be more. So if you can keep that Abaddon and the Dazzle sustaining everyone else, making sure that they're healed and safe, then everything should be fine. And Doom is an interesting answer to that. I mean, Doom does really well against Abaddon. He can disable the Abaddon ultimate if he has an Aghanim Scepter for that Doom, so we will very likely see an Aghanims here, and of course that Aghs does really well against Dazzle as well, because the duration is just so long that Dazzle can't survive it. So, you know, it's interesting, because if you Doom the Dazzle or the Abaddon, you're probably going to get a kill, but in that same vein, if you Doom anybody else, Abaddon or Dazzle can probably save them, including Abaddon or Dazzle. So if you Doom the Dazzle, Abaddon can save her, or can save him, and vice versa. So something to watch out for. They're going to have to play very strategically with this Doom. He's going to have to be very smart with his Doom targets, and potentially just use it to lock heroes down. Like, use it on the Queen of Pain, make sure that she can't contribute to a fight. Even if she doesn't die, you can still kind of run over the fight by abusing the fact that they're down a hero. But Spirit Breaker going to be the choice here for TongFu. I'm interested in what their game plan is going to be, because the rest of the games, they kind of went for very standard lanes, just kind of won the lanes, and then moved forward from there. Just played very standard games, took towers. But this game, they're looking a lot more mobile and a lot more ganky, and that Queen of Pain and the Spirit Breaker, that kind of tells me that they want to hit the side lanes over and over and over, and make sure that the Queen of Pain has a good game, and make sure that the carry for Band of Misfits doesn't get off the ground. But Tiny going to be the pickup here for Band of Misfits, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this, because I don't think there's any way that Tiny goes mid. Queen of Pain's just going to run right over him. The dagger is so good against Tiny, and realistically, Quap should never be in range to be caught out by Tiny's spell combo. So I think Tiny should probably be going safe lane here. Well, there's going to be a mid laner left to be drafted here. TongFu is banning out the Lich, so they're fearing that Lina is going to be the mid, and Lich will be going off lane with the Doom, which would make actually a lot of sense. I could still see the Lina going mid. Phantom Lancer banned out by Band of Misfits, not feeling like they have a very strong answer to that, and I would agree with them. The Bane, it's really hard to land that Fiend's Grip on the Phantom Lancer, and while Lina does clear illusions pretty well, it's hard to pick out the real one before you kind of get jumped on and bursted down. And of course Doom, he's all single target. Tiny, he's got a little bit of AoE, but not enough to help deal with that Phantom Lancer, so a good ban out there. TongFu still, I think, looking for a carry, unless they want to run this Abaddon in the one position or something kind of gimmicky like that, but I doubt that's going to be the case. They're probably going to put the Abaddon and the Spirit Breaker towards the off lane, and then put Dazzle +1 on the safe lane. And Gyro, Slardar, Ember Spirit, Phantom Lancer, all banned out right now, so they're going to have to get a little bit creative with this carry pick. But Sven, alright, so yeah, a little bit creative indeed. But I think Sven does really well against this team. He's a natural BKB carrier, and so he can avoid a lot of the a lot of the crowd control the Band of Misfits have. They have the Light Strike Array, they've got the Nightmare. Of course, Fiend's Grip can always catch him out, but they've got a lot of interrupts anyways. The Queen of Pain's probably going to be going for an Orchid. The Spirit Breaker has stuns, and the Abaddon, of course, always has the Aphotic Shield to break that off. So Sven going to be able to offer a lot to this team, and if he goes for the Aghanims this game, that could be very, very scary. I mean, Sven got a huge buff to his Aghanims. I think it went from 300 to 375% damage for everybody on his team, which, I mean, if you really think about the numbers, that is a hugely efficient damage item for everybody around you. Like, the amount of bonus damage that you get on your entire team grossly outweighs pretty much any damage item that you could buy for Sven on his own. So I think that might be a very real possibility this game. We'll see. I don't think I've ever seen Sven buy an Aghanims in competitive play. I'd really like to, because I think it's actually a pretty good item on him just because of the sheer damage output that it gives you, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody do it. And the reasons for that are debatable. I think a lot of people would just kind of rather stack their Sven, make sure that he gets the crit and has that extra cleave damage, etc. Make sure your damage is all centralized in one place, or give him more health with a heart or something like that. But I think there's room for it. We'll see. They've got 4 heroes that all do quite a bit of damage: the Sven, the Spirit Breaker, the Queen of Pain, and the Abaddon, who could all benefit greatly from that. So we'll see. We'll see. I might just be trying to justify my own biases because I think it's good, but I could be wrong. Anyways, final pick taking quite a while here for Band of Misfits, really trying to think about what they want to use to deal with this this very tanky strength front line from TongFu. I mean, the Sven, the Spirit Breaker, and the Abaddon, all very aggressive heroes that kind of just get in your face and they just run at you, and they need some way to disengage that, and how they want to answer that, I don't know. They've only really got one support left. I think Disruptor might be a good answer here. It's good for locking down the Queen of Pain, make sure that the Spirit Breaker can't do much. They're going to go for a Shadow Demon instead, so Shadow Demon and Bane together, that's a lot of interruption, a lot of control, and actually the Shadow Demon, if he can farm up an Aghanim Scepter, does quite well against this lineup. I mean, you've got the Sven, you've got the Abaddon, even the Queen of Pain. If you can get that one of your charges out on the ultimate, hold them in place, it does work very, very well. So, one thing that a buddy of mine and I have theory crafted for quite a while on Shadow Demon is how efficient. Okay, all right. Wait, I got a stat from my wonderful stats lady Lurkaderp. Ags on Sven only built 7 times in competitive play, 42.9% win rate with, and 48% win rate without. So, Ags not great build overall, but I don't know. Still think it could be efficient. Anyways, taking a while to get into this game here is KVH not grabbing his hero right off the bat. Looks like we're going to have a pause here to hold out for him. I have updated the score tickers up at the top, so as you can see, best of 5, TongFu is up 2 games to nothing. And let's get the overlay swapped out here. Beautiful, wonderful. Let's go for Dota, son. So yeah. One thing I've been theory crafting with a buddy of mine is Shadow Demon just using the jungle really well, because this is a hero that can stack who can stack 3 camps at once if you're really smart. Especially on the Radiant side here, moving between these 3 camps. If you start over here, if you so I think the way to do it is you throw a poison charge over this way, and then you walk up here, you attack this one and walk back and then pull this one, and at the time that you're pulling this one, the poison stack on this one will pop and it'll run up towards you. And so you'll end up stacking all 3 camps, and with that you can start farming these up with Shadow Poison really efficiently. I mean, once you get level 2 Shadow Poison, you can basically farm the jungle like a Sand King would. Now, it's not as easy with the Magic Resist aura that was added to the creep camps, but it is a very good way to get gold on this hero, which can result in some very good things, because I think Shadow Demon scales very well with items. His Aghanims is key to his kit. He needs an Aghanim Scepter. I think it's, in most scenarios, you go Arcane Boots and then you go Aghanim Scepter. Like, first item, before your Blink, before your Force Staff, I think you need it. And then there's, of course, Blink, Force Staff, all very good on him. He's a very positioning-based hero. And, you can go for anything situationally. Octarine Core, whenever I run a mid, which is not very often, but whenever I do run a mid, it's always Aghanim Scepter first, into Blink Dagger, into Octarine Core. And now that the Octarine Core reduces the cooldown of charges, he'll have a Demonic Purge charge every 30 seconds. So a maximum of 3 charges, and they replenish pretty much within the duration of a team fight. So having a potential 4 charges on your Demonic Purge in a fight is huge. So this hero can get pretty ridiculous pretty quickly, but in this support position that they've got him in this game, it's going to be a little harder to do that sort of thing. But maybe they can utilize the jungle, maybe they can get him a couple kills, and he can get off to that good start that he needs to do that sort of thing. Anyways, let's introduce the teams while we're paused here. We got Reaper playing on the Shadow Demon, Straylock on the Bane, Doom going to be played by Echo, Maihyun going to be taking the Tiny, and Lina going to be played by KKY Baby, and so that will be a mid Lina, as I mentioned earlier. Shanks going to be playing the Abaddon. Now, Shanks is the one-position player for TongFu, so this might very well be a one-position Abaddon. Maybe? Curious, Yish is their off-lane player, and he's got the Sven right now, so maybe they're going aggro lane with the Dazzle, Sven, and Spirit Breaker, and then they're going to send the Shanks down towards bottom solo safe? I'm curious. Anyways, Tuboshu on the Dazzle, Spirit Breaker going to be played by Stan King, and KVH on the Queen of Pain. So, yeah, interesting to see what they're going to do. It looks like Yish is heading down towards the bottom lane himself, and Shanks is heading up towards top. But, yeah, okay, so they're going to go aggro lane with these 3 instead, and Shanks is going to be the carry in that offlane position. So, definitely interesting lanes, but I like the way they're doing this. The Sven might not get a lot, especially considering he'll probably be up against the Doom +1. It'll probably be Doom plus maybe Shadow Demon, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to farm than he would like, but they're going to get a lot from the top lane for sure. Alright, so 4 heroes from Band of Misfits up on top. Looks like they want to secure that top bounty rune, and there's not going to be anything really contesting him here. Doom places out the ward. I don't know where the spawn boxes are. I'd imagine he knows very well this blocks. I'd hope it does, but once again, I don't know. I can't confirm or deny where the spawn boxes are or how they work now, but looks like top rune should definitely go to Band of Misfits, and bottom rune will safely go to TongFu. So probably a pretty passive first minute or so here. No deaths. But that could always change. The Spirit Breaker and the Abaddon are positioned up here. If they get caught out by anything, they could be in trouble. But yeah, they're gonna see these rotations coming out and make their way back away. So KKY Baby gonna grab the bounty rune and head straight over towards mid, doing what he's done the last couple games, where he starts with the Fairy Fire and 2 shared tangos, and then using the bounty rune gold, he buys himself a salve and ships that out so that he has the salve in lane as well. So I really like that. Gives him a lot of stats and a lot of last hit damage. He's sitting at 61 currently with that Fairy Fire, and of course he'll have the HP regen with that salve when it comes out. Straylock harassing out on mid just a little bit. He doesn't take a very favorable trade, but he does harass KVH to the point where he has to tango up and back off just a little bit, and gives KKY the opportunity to get himself a early last hit. So 2v2 on the mid lane right now. Both teams just kind of abusing whatever they can get out of these early couple levels. The mid lane matchup has been very important in the last couple games, so Yish just manning up on Echo here, realizing that he's got the damage advantage, and goes forward and chips Echo down to next to nothing. But Echo has started out with the Unholy Aura from that Satyr camp, and so he's got a huge amount of regen. With a Tango up, it's 15. Without, it's 8. So he's going to have plenty of health to help him through this lane. I don't imagine the Sven's going to be able to outlast him in terms of regen, despite the Sven having superior damage in the first couple moments here. So offlane's interesting here. The Shadow Demon and the Tiny together. There's not really a good combo between the two of them, especially like even if they get the disruption into a toss combo. There's no guarantee that the target that you toss is going to be the right target, just because of the way that disruption creates the illusions. You might end up just tossing an illusion and it won't get the damage that you need. But Soul Catcher will amp the damage on Tiny spells, so maybe they get themselves a kill. They're looking for it now as they move forward. They're going to throw out the Avalanche, but once again, they don't have the toss, as there's the illusions there to kind of block it out. So not great synergy between these heroes, but it looks like they're making do just fine in this lane up against these two very aggressive and ugly heroes. Dazzle roaming down towards bottom. He's got a double damage and Shadow Poison right off the bat, so they might find themselves a kill on Echo here as they throw out the Storm Hammer. Need a couple more attacks, but Echo's regenning so heavily with those 2 points up in the Scorched Earth, and it looks like he's going to survive for now. Meanwhile, up on top, whoa, mid. Stand King goes for a charge out on the Lina, and they find the kill. So KVH gets first, or actually, sorry, the Spirit Breaker gets first blood with the help of KVH on the mid lane. So well played there. I think I've officially missed all 3 first bloods so far, so I'm really happy about that. I'm doing great today. As KVH makes his way up towards top, finds a bounty rune that's been sitting there for almost a full minute, but he's happy with that, and will make his way back over towards mid. It's hard to say how this matchup plays out. Yeah, statistically speaking, I have a 0%. Yeah. Oh, I'm awful. Absolutely awful. I need my own camera person. It's no fair. All the procasters have camera people do it for them. They have to work so hard as an independent. Wah. Alright. Straylock eats a dagger there, trades it for a brain sap on the Queen of Pain. Not applying as much pressure as I think he would have liked to, but yeah, KD's just going to bottle this up, shrugs off the damage, and we'll be just fine in this mid lane. Zoom just trying to sit inside the trees, get whatever XP he can from this bottom lane. He's actually sitting on top of the last hit charts now. It's 17 and 2, matching his Lina. The Sven is caught up now, so they're all pretty even, but considering the way he was getting bullied out, and we almost died to that Dazzle gank, I'm pretty sure Echo's happy with what he's got there. Arcane Rune going to be found out by Lina here. We have not seen this rune come into play in the lane very often. I think it's been picked up like once or twice outside of it. I think the spawn rate on Arcane Runes is actually a lot lower than other runes for some reason. It just doesn't seem to show up as much as others. But who knows? I could be crazy. Yeah, this Arcane Rune is huge for KKY. I mean, he can just spam out the wave with this, with you know, with nothing needed, and they're going to get a Nightmare on a KVH. They're going to burst him down pretty quickly, but not able to bring him down before he blinks back away into the trees, but loses a significant portion of his life and not going to be able to stand in this lane without fearing for his life now. And of course that Arcane Rune still being up means KKY can just spam out the wave like this, and it's not going to cost him a damn thing. So
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Spirit Breaker near mid, but he doesn't have mana for a charge. He can't really contribute anything here. Bane saw him and just kind of wandered around. Don't know if they know that he doesn't have mana, but they know he's not really a threat at the moment. He would have run in if he was, but Shadow Demon up on top finds a kill onto the Abaddon. So once again, that combo I was talking about does end up landing, and despite using that Aphotic Shield, Abaddon does end up dropping. So actually rather surprised to see that. I didn't think he was in line for a death, but this mid lane is where I'm watching. I'm really curious about what's going to happen here, because both teams kind of just teetering on the ability to kill each other. Queen of Pain now has that level 6, so if they can get the Spirit Breaker gank in on them, if they just get a single bash out on KKY, I think he's dead, and they're going to go for the charge here. Nothing to spot this out, and there we go. Blink forward onto KKY. He tries to turn and go for the stun, but he's not going to be able to make it happen, and the Sonic Wave is going to be the one to kill. So yeah, like I said, just the second one team finds an opening, there's going to be blood on that mid lane, and that is exactly what happens here. Shank's farming rather aggressively forward, and I think he realizes that both of his opposing heroes are pretty low on resources, but yeah, he backs out now that they start to move forward a little bit more aggressively. And Dazzle Illusion and the Spirit Breaker just kind of pushing Bane off that river area. No rune there to guard though, so. Down on bottom, Sven goes for a stun out on Echo. There's a charge coming in, but it's going to take a while to get there, and Yish is just trying to bait him backwards for now, but realizing he might be in trouble, Echo's going to start moving back towards the tower. He does have a Doom if he wants to blow that Mango, but he does get caught out there, and boom, does end up dropping. Stand King not going to fall. He gets really, really close. One more tower hit would have done it, but he ends up getting out clean, and Yish is happy with that gank And that's going to be the kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Mid lane, Lina and Bane clearing out an Observer Ward, and whoa. If he had thrown the LSA first and hit that, that might have been a kill, but ends up just going for the Dragon Slave, and the auto attacks aren't enough to bring Queen of Pain down. Does get a Bottle Crow delivered out, so Pop will have some life to come back into this fight, and Dazzle can always heal her up as well, keep her sustained. So not going to have to make a trip back to base quite yet, but Pop definitely not healthy by any stretch, or by any means. Doom has had level 6 for a little bit here. He's got level 7 now, and can always make his way to the other side of the map to gank with that Doom ability, but has not found an opening yet, and has just gotten ganked. But teleport out from Shadow? What the heck? Oh no. They realized that the charge was coming in, and they both just tried to get out because they knew they weren't going to be able to run back to the tower, but the stun does end up landing, and the Tiny will drop on the safe lane. So TongFu get themselves another kill, which is huge for them. They've been really good at dominating the early game in this series, and as such have been taking over these games. Blink in from KVH, and the Spirit Breaker is charging there as well. There's the Sonic Wave, and that's going to be it. Despite dropping the Laguna Blade, Stan King will survive and walk away from that.
Dire's top tower is under
202 on KVH, 4 kills,
fortified.
4 kill participation out of a total 5, so a lot of the fights this game have been focused around this middle lane, and lane's just not going great for Band of Misfits. I mean, once again, they're just not anticipating these rotations quite as well as they could be, and they do now have some River Wards up, but you know, they're just not responding to the Spirit Breaker as well as they could. I mean, the Doom, he only really got caught out because he was trying to man-fight his Sven up in here, and by the time he started to make his way back, the Spirit Breaker came in and nailed him. And once again, Lina kind of did the same thing where she thought she was safe. Her Bane started backing off towards the jungle. She walked up in here, and the Spirit Breaker came in, and she was dead by the time she got back there. So, you know, the Spirit Breaker is just making these fights work, and he's got an ulti here if they want to go on Echo, but he's got the Doom, and he actually turns aggressively, and I think they could have brought down Doom, but they didn't know what was on the other side of that river, so they were a little bit frightened. Now the Shadow Demon and the Doom roaming in together. They've got 5 heroes focused around this mid lane. They want to get in here, find themselves a kill. Maihyun's going to find out Stan King, but that only brings him down to about half, and he's still got gas in the tank to continue fighting. And there we go. Sven comes in, pops out the God Strength, but he does get disrupted, and the Doom goes out on KVH. Will they be able to bring him down, though? They've got that Abaddon and the Dazzle heals to keep him safe, and he's just going to continue fighting out with the auto attacks. The Shallow Grave goes out, and Queen of Pain is still fighting. Shadow Demon's going to fall, and KVH will get denied. Beautiful deny as soon as the Shallow Grave wears off. So that is a 2-for-2 total engagement as, well, 2 for 2, except that the Queen of Pain was a deny. So technically 1 for 2, and beautifully played there by TongFu as they make sure that their Queen of Pain stays alive for as long as humanly possible. Now, Band of Misfits moving forward, trying to find a little bit more out of Shanks here, but he's got his ultimate, so no chance they get that kill. And Maihyun is not even bothering. He does not walk towards there, and instead jumps through mid, maybe looking to see if he can find someone in the jungle, but that Invis rune not doing anything for him at the current moment. Queen of Pain now starting to build up towards that Orchid. Once again, pretty much good against every hero on this map. Top lane, Bane getting jumped on underneath the tower. They're going to pop off the Abaddon ulti for that, but that's all that really needed to be spent there as they find themselves another free kill and charge into the jungle here. Wait, where's this charge? Oh, it's going on Tiny as he TP'd back, but yeah, I thought he was going on the Doom with this aggro ward. Look at this, they've replenished the ward already. They know that they want to keep eyes on the Band of Misfits jungle, make sure that they can't find any safe gold for their cores, and they're doing a really good job at spotting that out right now. Smoke out from the Lina and the Tiny. They want to see if they can maybe find a pick on KVH, but they just don't have anything right now. The Doom, he's got a Doom up in about 10 seconds, but he is getting charged and will be forced to either use it defensively or just back away, and yeah, they're just kind of roaming around mid for now. Reaper goes a little bit aggressive up on the mid lane, but a Laguna Blade used on the Sven will bring him down in the river. It's like a, yeah, just a single spell combo, and that's going to be the end of the Sven. Came over there with a little bit too low life, and so Phantom Misfits find themselves a good kill. Like, this Lina really needs it to get herself back into the game. Sitting at 700 gold right now and starting to move towards her Yule Scepter.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Mid lane action kind of coming out. Both teams just kind of whacking away at each other, but both are very durable, so it's hard for either of them to bring each other down. But Shank's moving very far forward. Gets brain sapped out, but I think that was actually a net gain for him as all the damage was soaked up by the aphotic shield, and Bane took just a little bit more damage than he recovered with brain sap.
Under attack.
Down on bottom lane.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Stan King just hanging out, looking for a potential pick as Straylock is kind of sitting near the creep wave. I think he is in vision, but he's not close enough. Not quite in vision yet. Let's see. Yeah, they don't see him, so he's staying right outside of vision range, just getting XP, and not revealing himself for fear of that jump. But they are rotating heroes down here as they've got the Shadow Demon and the Doom coming in. Maybe they can find someone. I don't think they even realize that the 3 heroes from TongFu are here. I think they're just kind of anticipating that that might be where they are.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Smoke out from 3 members of Band of Misfits. They're looking for blood here. I think. Oh, the Dazzle gets the smoke popped, and so does the Doom. So they know that each other are there, and they're gonna walk in right underneath the tower. They drop a ward, but both teams saw that happen. So looks like TongFu is just gonna try to disengage, but Echo runs right into the Dazzle, and that's going to be the end of Dazzle. No way anybody gets in there for the deny, so free kill there by the Doom, and looks like the Sven just TP'd out, so the bottom tower is going to drop. Meanwhile, on mid, the Bane is going to get dropped almost immediately, as was the Lina. Spirit Breaker making plays once again, and like I said, this tanky frontline, the Sven, the Spirit Breaker, and the Abaddon just doing work. They are so beefy. Nothing can really stop this, and Yish gets himself another... Oh, actually, KVH got the kill, bringing down the Tiny. He tried to get a burst combo out, but it just wasn't enough. Like I said, you got 3 heroes on the side of TongFu that pretty much can't die to a Tiny combo, and I think that really makes Tiny a not as great hero this game, because Tiny really relies on having squishier heroes like a Lina or a Bane or a Shadow Demon to blow up, and unfortunately all of those heroes are on his team this game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Queen of Pain maybe looking for a pickup on top. She's got an Arcane Rune, so she can pop... Oh, Maihyun just spends his entire spell combo without realizing that KVH was lurking in the bushes, and yeah, she's going to go for that Sonic Wave. Blinks forward, there's another Scream, and with that, will blink out. That Arcane Rune doing work there. Wouldn't have had the mana for that full combo if it wasn't for the for that rune. So she's going to blink away into the trees, TP out, and Doom is unable to do anything there. He does find Stan King out though, but no Doom available to be used, and the Spirit Breaker will just charge away. Sven continuing to farm away on the bottom, has now put his first point into his cleave, so starts wanting to farm just a little bit more. In the lane, you really don't want to skill that up because it'll push your wave, but once you start to get to this kind of 15-minute part of the game, you can start skilling that up, using it to far up jungle camps, and pushing out waves is really of no consequence. Now using out that Warcry to push up the wave, and there is a charge coming in towards the back lines here, and so Sven can turn this right back around. They're going to go in on Maihyun, and there's the Spirit Breaker ulti. Going to hold him down in place, and boom, there he goes. He gets popped. KVH is unstoppable. Blinks forward, blocks Reaper out from getting away from that, and the Scream will bring him down. 14-4 is the kill total as we see this tier 1 tower going down in the bottom lane. Doom is trying to farm up on top, but the Band of Misfits just don't have an answer to this aggression from TongFu.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I was talking about this during the draft, but just this ability to run forward and just be in your face is just overwhelming Band of Misfits, and they've got a couple of good disengagement tools. They've got the Nightmare, they've got the Disruption from the Shadow Demon, but they never seem to be together to a point where they can actually answer this. Whenever they whenever they're alone, TongFu is right on their tails, just bringing them down. And Roshan, with his beautiful little Santa hat, is going to start to get crushed down here. And looks like Ben and Misfits are aware of this. The Doom's going to start making his way over there, but whether or not they can get into the pit and make a fight out of this before it gets brought down is another question. Myhyun stops to farm a little bit, stops to clear out a illusion. They're picking out the pit, and they're not going in quite yet. The Doom's going to make his way in, but it's at the very last second, and Queen of Pain is going to pick herself up, and Aegis the Immortal Echo's going to drop before he even manages to get the Doom out. Strelok tries to get a Fiend's Grip, but that is an ill-fated attempt as he gets brought down. Oh, excuse me. Reaper's starting to get chased out as well. He's not going to make it out. 4 heroes down on the side of Band of Misfits. 5 goes down, and they're going to call it GG well played at 17 minutes, 53 seconds. Potentially slightly tilted after the first couple games, but TongFu's aggression from start to finish, all 3 games, was just impeccable. They were right in the face of Band of Misfits. Just didn't let them get anything, didn't let them get what they wanted, didn't let them move, didn't let them farm, took away their towers, took away their map control, and that was just it. They strangled the map beautifully in all 3 games they played, and that's going to be it. So hats off to them. TongFu North America are your UGC Season 5 North America Western Invite champions, and they're going to be taking home a healthy prize pool of $500. So $100 per player. If they're in Canada, that's like $400 or something. That's pretty crazy. Anyways, I've been Captain Canuck. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a blast bringing you guys these games. If you enjoyed my casting, please throw me a follow over at my Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, all at Captain Canuck Dota. And check out the UGC League website at www.ugcleague.com for all league info and the potential happenings of Season 6. I'm not sure what's going on, but of course they will have an announcement over there if Season 6 is happening and when it is. So thank you guys once again. Check out all those links, and it's been awesome having you guys around. Cheers, and you guys have yourselves a great night.